Nobody was born knowing how to sell, first and foremost. We just have it really difficult in our head. Oh my God, I've got to make a sale. I've got to make a sale. I've got to make a sale. You forget simple principles of being a human first and a marketer second. And people will go to me, what do you mean you're selling? I'm like, okay, let's think about this for a second. Aren't you selling yourself?
All right, today we have the wonderful Kat Mak joining us. She's a business and sales coach, international speaker, podcast host, and best-selling author of Unstoppable 2, and She Said Yes to Herself. She empowered women to rise with authentic sales, bold storytelling, and strong mindset. Through the Kat Mak talk show, she highlights women's powerful transformations and helps others grow their business without burnout. Welcome, Kat.
Thank you. And thank you so much for having me on your show. I am so honored. So fire away. I'm all ears. I'm here to answer whatever it is you want me to talk about, and I will go with the flow.
Okay, amazing. I know, because I followed you for the last year, that you talk a lot about authentic sales. So my question is, what's the biggest mistake that women make when trying to sell from a place of authenticity, but they're just not seeing those results?
Okay, so a bit of the background. Nobody was born knowing how to sell, first and foremost. And they put so much pressure on the word sales. Now, I have a course called Sales is Not a Dirty Word, which, I think you can grab it for free on the links wherever you're going to pop it. But sales is not a dirty word. So I think it's all about mindset. I learned to sell when I was 5. I used to go to markets with my dad. Bit of backstory. Grew up in the rag trade. That means that my parents were in the manufacturing industry for fashion clothes. And I love fashion. So funny, I ended up in retail operations. There's a reason why you do what you do. And I used to watch my dad talk with ease. He was never a spammer. What I now know is spamming. Now remember, I was 4 or 5 years old, and I would hover around the feet of these women. I can visualize it, I can smell it, I can still see myself there. So what my dad, all he did was just talk to people. That's all he did. He just talked. And from the power of his words and the ease that he did, sales came in. So I learned one thing from my dad that later on I taught to many, and that's open-ended questions. Asking the relevant questions, starting conversations. It's really that simple. We just have it really difficult in our head. Oh my God, I've got to make a sale. I've got to make a sale. I've got to make a sale. If you take the end result out, it will help you with this. Now, I have this term where I talk about how you deal with customers. And it's all about changing the words we have in our head. Yes, we're selling. Everybody's selling something to someone. You got to get that out of your head. What you're simply doing is satisfying somebody's needs. So if you walk into a conversation with someone online, offline, I don't care where it is, the principles remain the same. As long as you have the thing in your head, I am satisfying somebody's needs. You ask open-ended questions which are all about them. It's not about you. This is the biggest mistake women, men make in sales. Yeah. And I can talk about this till the cows come home. It's all goes back to the same thing. When I go back and listen to how people sell and how they verbalize things, because for 30 years, I was in retail operations, and if you go in with helping someone, and yes, it's totally cliche, but it's true. When you walk into a store, online, offline, the principles remain the same. When you say you're walking into a physical store, you don't want somebody to come at you like this. So why do it to somebody else?
Yes.
Why do it to somebody else? And because you're on the other end, and we have budgets that we want to meet, you forget simple principles of being a human first and a marketer second.
Right.
And I say this again, a human first and a marketer second.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's AI, UI, brew, I, E, I, O, I. There's always going to be a person behind there.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? We're trained now because of all the spamming, right? My DMs are a disaster. And it's always, I can spot it a mile away. This is going to turn into a pitch because we've been trained into that. And it's kind of like when I worked in retail, if you're in the front of the store, you have to say hello. And every once in a while, you just be like, hey, good morning. You'd be like, I don't want anything. You're like, well, I just said good morning. I'm so sorry. But they were trained because people attack you the second they jump on you, you know? So it's funny how authenticity comes back to that as well, right? Being super clear and on who you are and why you're doing what you're doing and not having an ulterior motive because people can smell it.
I had a conversation with someone recently that asked me, okay, I get spammed. And I said, you know what? We all do. How about you actually tell that person, and this is what I do many times, and they'll come back to me and go, why are you ghosting me? So I'll come back to them and be absolutely honest. And I will say, the reason why I'm not actually responding to you is because you haven't even had the decency to say, hey, get on my page, get to know me a little, know that I've got a dog, know that I've got the Kat Mak talk show, something, just something. And then we'll flow with the conversation. So then I will flip it and go, hey, would you like some pointers as to help you in your business? And they'll go, oh, yeah. And I'm like, get myself an Untitled course. You get rates for free. Because it is all about, we talk about authenticity 24/7, how you project yourself online, offline. How I get women asking me, I don't know how to be real. And I'm like, because it's exactly what you said, we're being conditioned. Being real means what feels good in your belly. The words that I use are not going to be your words. Use me as a guide. So many people out there use the script. No. And we're on this amazing platform right now that we can have a teleprompter and I can sit here and just read my stuff, which is fine. It's all well and good. Use it as a guide. Go back, fall on your face, make those sales mistakes, because guess what? I didn't get a yes to start off with.
Right.
Straight away. No way. In fact, tell a little funny story. I started off in retail. And when I was 17, I worked in retail and hospitality. 2 very large global chains. One which I dare say you've eaten. Now, I started off at KFC when I was studying economics at uni. Mr. Colonel, his first yes was when he was 67, right? So that's resilience. Now, the reason why I bring up KFC is because I then went on to become a trainer, an area trainer. So I had my 30 stores, whatever. The moral of my story is this, and you guys are going to laugh and go, what? She made that mistake? Well, I knew that my full-timer was not great full-timer, full-time team member. And what do you think I did? My boss, remember I was 22. I just finished uni at 21. I knew nothing about managing people. I learned along the way. So I call up my boss and I said, guess what? My full-timer's gone. And he goes, what do you mean? She's gone. And I'm like, she's gone. She's left the building. Alice has left the building. What do you mean? Yeah, she's gone. And he's like, did you sack her? And I said, yeah, well, I took her away on a morning break at 9:30. And I said, you know what? It's not working out. I think, you're gone by the end of the day. I've given you 1, 2, 3 warnings. And then I was wondering, where'd she go? Hello? Of course she's going to leave. If you said to me at 9 o'clock, would I still do my whole shift? No way. So the moral of the story is experience is learning. Experience is learning. But if we go back to sales, because everyone gets frightened about sales, you are pitching yourself every moment of the day with without realizing it. And if you don't have your own business and you're a paywayee, like you work for somebody else, you're actually selling as well. And people will go to me, what do you mean you're selling? I'm like, okay, let's think about this for a second. You want to go to another role. You want to go to another industry, right? Aren't you selling yourself, your experience, what you've learned, how you react, how you don't react, how you are with your results? That is selling.
Yeah.
So people don't buy. So if say you work for a rock company and you work and you want to move to a banana company, the company that is the banana company, they're not coming to you to actually buy the rock company. They're coming because you're the person, you're the brand. As you can see, sales, I'm very passionate about teaching people not to spam. And because my eyes and ears are trained and I have 30 years experience in this industry, I often will always walk into a store, or online or offline, because it's the same, and see how they do things, and I can't help it. I was driving behind a truck, and I popped it in my stories today, and you'll often see me dropping gems, marketing gems in my stories. I was behind a truck yesterday that said, I am hospitalitarian. And they're basically in the hospitality industry. And I'm driving going, I guess, what did I do? I'm confused. What did I do? So I took a photo of it and I'm like, okay. So then I drove next to it and I'm like, okay, they're part of the big group. But I didn't know who they were. So I'm like, bad marketing, man. You've got hard real estate, which is your big ass, the back of your truck. Like,
Not many people see the sides.
No, I'm like the big group. And because if you're in Australia, you'd know who the big group are. They're a massive hospitality company. And you would go, okay, the big group. And I'm like, authenticity.
Yeah. Yeah. So that too, when we're talking to the average person, right, and we're teaching them not to spam and be yourself and have fun with it and all that other kind of stuff, that reduces stress, right? That helps them feel better about what they're doing, actually enjoy what they're doing more. And to my next point, helps reduce burnout.
It does help reduce burnout. Now, before I go into a sales call, I actually will sit down and write down my personal vision. So I have it as a little, because what that does is it calms your body down and you go, okay, I'm in a state of feeling good. Because if you go into a sales call with a state of, it does exactly what you just said. I'm not going to be authentic and I'm going to eventually burn out because I'm not going to make this a sale and I don't even know how to go back from it.
Yeah.
Because I know you're all about productivity and burnout and I love what we do. And I've ridiculed this a million times before that, I know you take 3 hours a day. And I'm like, okay, so I'm kind of that, I've gone back. I've gone backwards, Sharon, I've gone backwards.
It's okay. It's okay. It's ebbs and flows.
It is ebbs and flows and I'm just real. So, I will and go and I'll ask myself, am I doing something that brings me joy? For 15 minutes a day, half an hour a day. Do we have that time? Yes, we do. It's just out of priority. I know, digressing, but that's also part of the overwhelm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We weren't meant to run on 37 tabs and this hustle and digital area. We were meant to be outside, enjoying life and weather and people and this. We talked about it the other day. This idea of the American dream that everybody chases it's not a dream.
It's not a dream. It's burnout.
Yeah.
And, I'm a product of the burnout because I was physically burnt. So I'm a physical product of being burnt and have survived. And because of what I say is from my own personal experience. What I teach is what I know because I knew it was to be true to me. I was the yes person, the people pleaser, and then at one stage I was called the smiley assassin because I was that hustle. I was like, go, I just want to get bigger, faster. Now I want 4 stores, 10 stores, 20 stores. Before I'm 30, I want Australia. And when I conquer Australia, I want Asia. And I did all that. But it came at a cost.
Yeah.
It came at a cost. It was a burnout cost. It came at a cost. I was physically burnt. I was in hospital for 6-7 weeks, off work for 6 months, multiple skin grafts all over my body. I talked about it in the first book. And then I changed my life. I said, no more. I love what I did. I didn't love who I became. And that's the burnt out version of me. We don't have to be that way.
Yeah.
You see everyone online. I think we discussed this the other day where we see everyone online and they're like, oh, I'm so fantastic. I'm so successful. And I'm like, please, people out there, you need to, can we just pull the curtains back? And you need to understand that the successes that person has is because they've done a shitload of background work.
Yep.
Okay, so they've done a lot of background work. It doesn't happen overnight, because if we were all trillionaires overnight, then I would probably be in Paris watching a fashion show right now.
Nice. I love that dream.
That's my dream. I've done, Fashion Week, Paris, Milan, I haven't done. I'm obsessed.
Man.
I'm obsessed with the local artisan, not the big brands. I want to chase the young people. I want to give them, standing. In fact, I've got a young woman on my Kat Mak talk show on Friday that's just starting out with her fashion brand. So I'm so excited to showcase, people that are chasing their dream. It's exactly what you said.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So being that you have a burnout story, right? And we talk to women to kind of try and prevent burnout, right? We don't want them to hit the thing where they get into the moment like, screw it, I'm burning it all down, and they disappear for 3 days and like, okay, never mind, they feel better, right? How would you, looking back, are there certain signs that you could see where it's like, I'm probably getting to the point of burnout, so that way maybe people can keep an eye on it and know like, this isn't going to go well?
Yeah, I mean, the signs, and everybody's different. And so you need to understand this. What works for me may not work for you. But because of my repeated behavior, I know my signs. So first and foremost, one, I know that I'm hyperventilating internally and externally. And I'm not listening to my gut, because we have so many brains. It's just not this one. This one is the visual one that sees them and like, okay, go, because it's here. But your gut says, whoa, what's going on here now? And stop and understand and go, man, I'm not feeling good. This is not giving me joy. And if it's not giving you joy, you need to look back and go, back to basics. Pull out your to-do list. Do I have a shitload of stuff on my to-do list that really is not based on the realms of my capabilities? Running a brand, running a business, running a household, also working 9 to 5. Is this realistic? Am I repeating behaviors that don't serve me? So the first thing I would do is listen to your body, and then look at what you've written on your to-do list. We all have one. We're women. We have a to-do list like blocks, right? Look at it and go, did I put 55 things on there to make me feel good? And then when I look at it and then I don't do it, I feel crap. I call it the crap trap. And it's like, crap. Okay, so strip it back.
Yeah.
And take a breather and go, I am grateful that I was able to do the 3 things. And I teach this to my son, because his son gets overwhelmed.
Oh.
Yeah, he does a lot. And it's challenging to see. And I'm like, okay, well, if you just do the one thing and you did it well, and I'm not talking 100% or perfect, that's crap too, then you're okay. So I hope that helps, because it's generally, if your gut is saying what it's saying, it doesn't lie. Your gut never lies, and you know that. And sometimes you still throw yourself in the fire, even though your gut is saying, I'm about to fall flat on my face. And maybe you do need to fall on your face to learn the lesson. I don't want you to, but you probably will. And you've got to be okay with it. Just learn the lesson when you fall flat, and you will.
Yeah.
You're not perfect.
I love that. And you know what? I was reading something. Is it the 4 elements? I'm not quite sure. The 4 agreements, I think. Basically, whatever it was that I was reading said that you might be at 37% one day. Well, if you give 37%, you gave 100%.
Yeah.
You know, we have like 7 or 8 things we're committed to all day long, whether it's our business, our family, our friends, or whatever. You only have 1 cup of water. You can't fill up every single cup 100%, right? One week, maybe business growth gets a little bit more than family does. It's just the way it happens to work out. But you can't be 100% in all areas, because that's a fast track to the wrong side of the tracks.
Okay. Hello. Yeah. And if you see yourself doing that, do it. You know what? You've got to speak that into existence. And I know this is cliche, but you will. You have to. Because the more you say it to yourself, the more you understand, you go, oh, okay, I'm there. So when I'm about to burn out, I'm conscious of the fact of how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, what am I doing? What's on my planner? And have I outsourced? Can you just was people?
Fast.
Yeah. So fast to grow faster.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I've had a few experiences where I can tell I'm getting to the point of I need to take a break, because I get really excited about what I do and I love it, and I will go. And then all of a sudden, everything else seems to go away. I start snapping at my kids for I mean, they're kids and they're annoying sometimes, but I'm not a yeller, and I don't really have much of a short temper. So as soon as I start noticing I'm snapping at them, or I want to spend a lot more time in my bedroom at night instead of like hanging out with everybody else, those are my telltale signs. I need to take a break.
When my son was a lot younger, I mean, our sleeps all day. But when he was a lot younger, he's 21. So when he was a lot younger, I would make a concerted effort, because I knew in the morning it was go. And we're literally down the road from his school. And we would always be late, right? We're talking 5 doors down. So that's how close his school was. I would get up half an hour earlier, so it was my calmed, and I still do it. And there's silence. Yeah. And I know not everybody has that luxury. I get it. And I can't do 5 o'clock in the morning. That's just not me. If it's you, that's great. I just can't do it. And I will sit in silence. And because I'm go, and I talk all the time, can you tell? And I would make sure that I have that time for myself to breathe.
Yeah.
I had a woman on my talk show recently, and she's an intuitive coach. And I met her last year when I was in the US, and she pulled me aside before the podcast because I was interviewing women all day, literally for 8 hours. And in between, it was literally all day. She pulled me aside and she goes, okay, you're about to burn out. I want you to, because I started choking, which means I was taking everyone's energy. And she goes, I want you to breathe between each podcast. Go away for a minute, drink water and breathe. And I'm like, shit, I forgot to breathe.
Yeah. Wow.
I forgot to breathe.
Yep.
It's easy.
I have, I'm in a breathwork membership. One of my friends runs it. I think you know her, Mary Bell.
She's amazing.
Oh my God. She runs a breathwork membership, and every single week we do like a 5-10 minute breathwork session. And it's something that you can take with you for the rest of the week, and just take that time if you need those 10 minutes and remind yourself, like, am I breathing today? I don't know. Let's check in and do some deep breaths to make the blood circulate. You know, the thing that keeps us alive. We should probably do a little bit more of that.
She is amazing at what she does. Amazing. And and I know I'm going to do what she does with her body. I just not a priority. Come on. She's sweet. She's brilliant.
I know, the twirling and the the aerial ropes and stuff.
And the beauty of it is we all met online, and I'm in Australia, you guys in the US. Isn't that just fantastic?
Yeah. Yep. And I only know her. She and I met online, actually.
Yeah.
And then we wound up being in the same membership, and we wound up meeting in person. And yeah.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he's quite a few miles away from me. But not as far as you.
Just I'm 24 hours away. Actually, no, probably more, actually. Just quietly. I'm about 27 hours away. Oh, no, we can fly direct to you now.
You can.
Area was my stomping ground.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Well, no.
Yeah. See, so we can find really good relationships online when you're actually just wanting to get to know somebody.
You're being yourself. Like, I just look at the time now, aside from the fact that we were going back and forth, but we've been online for half an hour. Like, I can talk to you for ages, and it's ebb and flow, and we're just talking about stuff that is real life, and we all have these issues, problems, how to overcome them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In Aussie slang, you ain't alone, love.
And that one thing, though, with social media, so many people mask that. They're afraid to have a flaw when the flaw is what makes you a human. We're not perfect beings. If you were perfect, then you'd be done and you could pass on.
Yeah.
You've reached the pinnacle. You don't need to be here anymore.
Yeah.
We're meant to learn and grow.
Yeah. I think it was you saying the other day that, if a person doesn't have a story, they're lying. I don't have a story. I'm perfect.
Yeah.
Story.
If you don't have a story, you're a liar.
Liar. You have a story because you don't have a story because you have a story because you don't have a story. There's a story because you don't have a story.
Right. That's a story in and of itself. Oh, my goodness. Oh, so I have another question about that, actually. What do you think people get wrong most about using storytelling to sell?
Okay. So there's a couple of things that I see, and they still do it. It makes me cringe. Like, seriously, unless you're Amazon, I mean, everybody knows this, but they do it anyway. Unless you're Amazon and you're some kind of, you're so huge that whatever you put, unless you're Kimmy K and you're Amazon, unless you drop something like this, Apple, no one's going to buy this. I don't care if you do this in your stories. I'm not going to buy it. Why? Because one, what is it going to do for me? And people do this on their stories a lot, and they'll just post, and they just post their product or their service or opportunity without saying why I want it, and are the people that they are projecting it to the right avatar. Two, a lot of times I see on stories, people sell at the wrong times. So, for example, I'm going to give you a really good example. Black Friday's coming up. It's in November. You can have a sale at any time of the year. No biggie, right? If you're going to be pitching your Black Friday, your Easter sales, your Christmas sales, don't do it a day before and go, all of a sudden, I've got this. No one cares.
Yeah.
It's really bad marketing. And they do it on stories because stories are faster and quicker. It's really bad marketing. Why? Because nobody knows you. If you want to ease your product, service, and opportunity and say what it does and what you're all about, do it a lot. It has to be with ease so they get to know what you do. Say if you're the pen person, cool, yeah. Write with a pen and, you've got the Kat Mak. You'll see me having my little Kat Mak talk show. You'll see what she does. You'll see the microphone going in. You'll get to know, or she talks about sales, or she's got the podcast. You'll see me dropping that. And it's not in your face, and I will talk about what you're going to be learning in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you can sell through stories. And just talk about you, do you want to sell on a story? If you know who your avatar is, talk about them and their pain points. It's their pain points. Remember, it's not about you. It's about them. It's not about you. It's about them. It's not about you. It's about them. And people are sticky beaks. We're all voyeurs. Let's not lie about it. They're all sticky beaks. You know that because you're not going to, you don't get all these loves and likes, but you're getting a shitload of people watching your stuff and you're like, dogger. So how can you take that story and take it that next step further? By being a human, and that person got onto your story because they liked you. So you can take that back of house and then start up the conversation in real terms, going, oh my God, this is as simple as I do it. Thanks so much for giving me love on my story. I appreciate you. That's it.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. Just don't pitch me your offer till it's 25 touch points. Because you know what the latest stats?
Oh my goodness, astronomical.
Yeah. They say it's 25 touch points till they want to actually look at your offer.
Right. Yeah, which is way different than it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Yeah, and things are changing a lot. So
Yes.
I do think it is easier to sell in a physical environment because you feel the energy and you're looking at the eyes. And if you are relatable and you know how to talk to people with ebb and flow, then you can talk about what you do. Because we are always referring things. We're always referring friends, podcasts. Oh my God, have you seen Mary Folio? And blah, blah, blah. Guess what? I just popped this in today's stories. It's my favorite diary, which green's my favorite color. So I'm like, this is really cool. I'm so getting this next year. So people are like, oh, and my girlfriend gave me Deepak Chopra's little 3-year diary. Yeah. And I'm like, it's as easy as popping this stuff and writing in it.
Yeah.
And people go, oh, you're always posting angel books. Yeah. Where do you get it from? Conversation starter.
Nice.
Conversation starter.
Yep. That's why social selling has gotten so big. Like TikTok is huge. I talked to a couple of my friends who like strictly buy on TikTok now. And it's like, why? Because they can see it. They can see it and feel it in real, like, it's like they're really there watching it. The people are just manipulating the thing forever. And it's like, oh yeah, I can get that.
Yeah. And they're like, oh my God. TikTok has just next level with the TikTok shops.
Yes.
It's insane. Can you sell your coaching business through there? Yes, you can. Can you sell your toenail and your pen? Yes, you can. It is exactly what you just said, social selling. And we do it all the time. The difference is they're personable.
Right. And there's billions of people on there. Billions.
And people who, I get this a lot, but it's already out there. I can't sell that. No, you're just not asking the right questions. No. You can sell anything. You don't have to love it, and you don't even have to wear it. This is a fallacy. I love this conversation. You don't even have to wear it. You don't have to use it. It's not about you. I had this conversation with someone, and I use this example a lot. This person comes up to me and goes, well, I don't get it. How am I going to sell nappies? I don't use them. I have to love the product to sell it. I'm like, hang on a second. It's not about you. It's about the mother and what the nappy will do for that child. So if you were to say that, you know what, oh my God, my baby would always have a wet bum, and this product has a liner that is environmentally friendly, ethically sourced, that, you know what, goes straight through and won't actually have your baby won't have a rash. If you told me that, I'd be like, really? I answer what she's having. So remember, and I don't use the nappies.
Yeah. I know a group of guys out of Spain that have a very successful dog brand business. All types of things for dogs. Not a single one of them has a dog. Not a single one.
My point exactly. Not a single one has a dog. It's not about them. It's about the end user and how to satisfy their needs for the product and the niche that they've got. Oh my God, there's a hole in the market. What was I thinking?
Right. We have to do our research. Everybody skips that spot. They're like, oh, I know. I want this. And you're like, no. Step 1, research.
You want it. Yeah, never say.
It'll make it so much easier. It really will.
I know.
Oh my goodness. I love that. That was a good conversation. I like that a lot.
It was.
Cool. Is there, one more question, are there anything
Yes, that
that
listening.
people would be shocked to hear about your growth journey? I mean, I thought it was super cool that you were like, oh, by the way, I'm going to New York and I'm going to be an international speaker. And hey, look, my name is on Times Square. And I was like, that's amazing. Not many people get that. I don't know. It's not shocking, but it was super cool.
Yeah, so, people don't know because it's a backstory. Because I have a retail operations backstory, and this is it kind of flowed, nothing was perfect, and you need to understand that. I took a risk because I fell on my face that many times. In fact, it's going to go dark, but I do apologize. I started an online store when I left the world of retail, and everything crashed. Everything crashed. I had stock that thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stock that was good product that ended up being really bad. Couldn't sell. Wow. I thought I knew everything, but I didn't. I thought I was techie smart. I didn't outsource. Big mistake. I didn't utilize my genius zone, which was my operational skills. So 18 months ago, I was my mum's carer. Mum passed away from pancreatic cancer, and I know my gift zone is my voice, and it's how I manage staff and how I'm basically a trainer by heart. So I'm a trainer. It's my thing. And I love building your brand because I'll look at you and decipher. It's my genius zone. Everyone has one. But it didn't come, I wasn't born with it. Okay, you need to understand this. I learned it along the way. Anyway, 18 months ago, when I felt the world was chaos and I was renovating, I decided to, write the book. It was a collaborative book, which became a bestseller. And I was shit scared of doing it. Me. Scared to share my voice. Me. I was so scared to share my voice. You have no idea. So scared. But I did it anyway. Yeah. I then started the podcast and I'm like, yeah, of course I had the FOMO and, that syndrome that we all get. Is anybody going to see it? Who am I? I got all that thing. And I'm like, you know what? I just need to voice my voice for me. It's for me. And it became bigger than Ben-Hur. And then was asked to travel to the US last year and interview women across America, which was such an honor. And the reason why that happened is because I said yes to myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't care what anybody else said. It was me. People laughed at me. Yeah. People laughed, people sneered, people made fun of me. I don't know it, but I didn't care anyway because I know where my vision is and I know myself. And I thought the right people will come.
Yeah.
The right people will come. I met a woman, that's you, the productivity expert. Like, what you teach is so needed, it's not funny. So you came, you landed in my lap and you taught me stuff and I'm like, man, this girl's the jam. So, and I ended up in Times Square and I thought, wow, how many people can turn around and say that? I took the risk and yes, I put myself on a billboard. And I was asked, we would like to showcase you on a billboard. I'm like, what, me? Me? Little old me? What was I going to say? No? Hell no. I walked it, strutted it. I was in New York because I love New York. And I'm like, this is me. This is my next version. This is my next level. From there, the book, She Said Yes to Herself, is now being written and being born. And it's going to be launched in September of this year. With the women. So it's going to be my next version. Because people say, well, you've already written a book. What else can you write about? Well, it was a chapter of my life. We all change. Like, stuff happens in 6 months. You can definitely write 3,000 words. Don't you have more words in 6 months? Yeah, you can. We're forever changing. So never discount your work. Never discount what you're learning and honor it.
Yes, that's so true. I love that you, if anybody takes anything away from this conversation, it's say yes to yourself.
Say yes to yourself. Yeah. And that was because I never said yes to myself. Remember, it's come from me. And I'm like, no, I teach this. No, I empower women to go, yeah, yet. So
That's
let's
it. We're going to say yes.
Yes.
Aw,
And that would be my tip to you.
perfect. I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. We covered a lot. Is there anything else that you want to share? We're good.
No, I think I've talked a lot. I can talk to you class from my neck. I've got lighting issues, so I think you would probably need to did here.
Okay. If you guys,
Yeah.
if you get a chance, go to the Kat Mak talk show, subscribe, listen to the stories from these women that Kat interviews. They are just absolutely amazing and inspiring. Check out her book, and we're also going to drop the link for all of your offerings. So the free course is on there as well. Check her out, give her a follow. She is a bubbly, wonderful ray of sunshine.
Thank you so much. Oh,
I mean, thank you. I'm so glad I got to talk to you.
yeah, I appreciate you.
So great.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.